So hello everyone, this is another problem which I got from the internet. I leave the link for the page where I found this problem. So let's look at it. This is a parallel magnetic circuits problem, so I think it will be interesting. The question is determine the magnetic flux through the air gap. Okay, so when you look at the structure, so L1 and L3 two lengths are there. So L1 is 1 centimeter, L3 is 3 centimeter. So obviously it is not symmetric, and also the ampere turns are the coil providing ampere turns is on the left limb. So just by looking at it, I can draw the electrical equivalent circuit. So maybe we will try to do that first. So this is the MMF, magnetomotive force. Now this section, the left limb, the above and below part together will be represented as R1, the reluctance of the first part here. Then there is the reluctance of this middle limb, plus there is an air gap. Okay, so R2 and then RG. Okay. So this is the reluctance of the air gap. This is now connected to this. Then the another path entirely is having another reluctance R3. Okay. So this is the analogous magnetic circuit for this electric circuit. Let me also denote the fluxes. Okay, so let the flux coming out of this is phi1. So the same flux phi1 will flow up to here, and then let the flux in this is phi2, and let the flux here is phi3. Okay. So just at this point, the phi1 flux is dividing into 1 and 2. Okay, so I can right away write phi1 is phi2 plus phi3. Okay. So similarly here I will indicate phi1, phi2 and phi3. Okay. Now what is the question? Determine the magnetic flux through the air gap. So basically I have to find phi2. Okay. So phi2 is the main unknown for our problem. Okay. So it is like solving a circuit in which I am asked to find out the current in this branch. Okay. So it is that way. Now what about MMF? So if you see 10 milliamperes flowing in 2000 turns. Okay, so my ampere turns I can find out here. Okay. So Ni is nothing but 10 into 10 power minus 3 into 2000. So this is nothing but 20 ampere turns. Okay, so this is 20 ampere turns. That is my MMF. Now let's begin by calculating the reluctances. Okay. So what is R1? Okay. So the reluctance of the first path. Okay. So you know that formula for reluctance is L by mu naught mu r into A. Okay. So length. So length here you see L1, then this total height is L4. So L1 plus L4 plus L1. Okay. So the length will be L1 plus L4 plus L1. Now mu naught and mu r. So in the question, the structure has cross section area of 10 10 power minus 6 meter square and a core with mu r equal to 1000. Okay, so mu r is 1000 and cross section area is 10 power minus 6 meter square. Okay, so let's substitute the values. So this is in meter square. Okay. So L1, L4 and L1. So L1 is 1 centimeter. Okay. So 1 centimeter plus L4 is 2 centimeters plus again 1 centimeter. This whole thing is in centimeters. So 10 power minus 2 will convert it into meters. So divided by mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into 1000 is mu r into 10 power minus 6 is the area. So from this let's calculate the reluctance. Okay. So let me get the calculator. So this 2 plus 1 is 4. So this 4 gets cancelled with this 4. Okay. So I have 10 power minus 2. So these 3 zeros will make it minus 3, and this minus 3 goes into the numerator, become plus 3. So overall the numerator is 10. Okay. And then this 10 power minus 7 goes to the numerator, it becomes 10 power 8 divided by pi. Okay. So I just made some basic simplification. So now 8 10 power x divided by pi. So I get 31830,988. Okay, so this is my reluctance of the first part, or I can write it 31.83 into 10 power 6. I just rounded up. And then what is the unit of this? So this is inverse of Henry. Okay, so to know the unit, see, ampere turns is nothing but reluctance into flux. Okay, so ampere turns per Weber will be my unit of reluctance. So this is AT per Weber. Okay, so this is the reluctance of the first path. Okay. So what about the reluctance of R3? Okay. So R3 is exactly the same formula. So L by mu naught mu R into A. So in the place of L1, I'll have to substitute L3. So I have L3 plus L4 plus L1 divided by, so because L3 plus L4 plus L1. So divided by mu naught into 1000 into 10 power minus 6. Now if you notice, so L3 is 3 centimeters. So this is 3 plus 2, 5 centimeters plus again 3, 8 centimeters. So whereas here the length was 4 centimeters. So basically the material is same, cross section area is same, and only the length is becoming 4 to 8. So just by proportionality I can double this, because for 4 centimeter length my reluctance is 31.83, so it will be the double of that. Okay. Of course you can substitute everything in formula and calculate, but then here 31.83 into 2 I'll make it, because the length is double. So 63.66 into 10 power 6 ampere turns per Weber is the reluctance for my third path. Now what about the reluctance for the air gap? Okay, and the reluctance for the R2. So first find reluctance of R2. Okay. So reluctance of R2, again L by mu naught into mu R into A. Okay. So what exactly is the length here? So the length actually, if you notice carefully, from this point the length is up to this point, that is L4 is up to that point. So I have to subtract 1 mm, that means half of 1 mm here, half of 1 mm here, to know the exact length from between these two inner edges. Then from that I have to subtract 0.1 mm. So basically L4 minus 1.1 mm will be L2. Okay, so this is L2. L2 is from this edge to here. Okay, so I'll just calculate that here. L2 is nothing but L4 minus 1.1 mm. Okay. So what is L4? That is 2 centimeter. So 20 mm minus 1.1 mm. So that is nothing but 18.9 mm. So with this length, I will have to calculate what is R2. So again, using the proportionality, so I can just take this 31.83 into 10 power minus 6, and then this was for the length of 40 mm or 4 centimeters. Okay. And whereas this is nothing but 1.89 centimeters. Okay, 1.89. So just by using this fraction, I'll calculate the length. I hope you are following this. It is just I'm just making it proportional to the length. Okay, so let's solve this now. 1.89 divided by 4 multiplied by 31.83. So I get 15.04 into 10 power 6 ampere turns per Weber. So again I have calculated R2. So just one more is left, RG, length of air gap, that is L by mu naught into A, because mu R is 1 for the air. So what is my length? Length is 0.1 mm. Okay. So 0.1 to 10 power minus 3 meters divided by mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7, and then mu A, sorry, the A, area of cross section, is 10 power minus 6. Okay. So this is the value I am now looking for. So 10 power minus 7 goes up, it becomes 10 power 4. Okay. So 0.1 to 10 power 4, this will become 1000. So 1000 divided by 4 pi into 10 power 6 I'll be getting. Okay, so that is a calculation, 1000 divided by 4 divided by pi. So I get 79.58 into 10 power 6 ampere turns per Weber. Okay. So now I have calculated all the values. So let me take a fresh sheet and then I'll enter this. So I have 20 ampere turns here, and then this one is R1, which is 31.83 into 10 power 6, and here I have two values and here I have one value. That is, the reluctance of the gap is 79.58 10 power 6, and reluctance of the path 2 is 15.04 into 10 power 6, and the reluctance of this is 63.66 into 10 power 6. Okay. So now, as if you are just solving a simple electrical circuit, so the resistances are given, the voltage is given. So the question is, what is I2? Okay. Or I'll just still use the same notation, phi 2, and this is phi 3, and this is phi 1. Okay. So how do we go about solving this? Okay. So first let's calculate the total flux phi 1. Okay. For that I need total reluctance. So if this is R1, this is R2, Rg, and then R3. Okay. So total reluctance is R1 plus R3 parallel with R2 plus Rg. Okay. So this is my total reluctance RT. Okay. So R2 plus Rg, let's do that first. 15.04 plus 79.58. So I get 94.62 in parallel with, so I am dropping 10 power 6 as a common factor, so I can always add it later. So R3 will be 63.66. Okay. The parallel combination of 63.66 and 94 plus R1. Okay. So what is the parallel combination? 94.62 into 63.66 divided by 63.66 plus 94.62. So just solving a parallel circuit. So I am getting 38.056 plus what is R1? R1 is 31.83. Now if I add that plus 31.83, so I will be getting 69.89. I am just rounding it off into 10 power 6. What is the unit? Ampere turns per Weber. So this is the total reluctance. Okay. So how do you find the total flux phi t or phi 1 in our example? Nothing but total ampere turns divided by total reluctance RT. So total ampere turns is 20 divided by total reluctance is 69.89 into 10 power 6. Okay. So that is, so I'll just take the inverse of this quantity and then multiply it with 20. So I get it 0.28618 into 10 power minus 6, or 286 or no 0.286 microwebers. Okay, so this is the total flux. Okay. But then my real unknown is what is phi 2. So how to get phi 2? Just by current division rule, phi 1 multiplied by R3 divided by R3 plus R2 plus Rg. Okay. So if I do this calculation, I will be able to find the total, just like a current division rule, I can find it. Okay. So phi 1 is 0.286 microwebers multiplied by R3. R3 is 63.66 divided by the sum of all. Okay, so here I got 63.66 plus 94.62. Okay, So all 10 power minus 6 will cancel out in both cases. So I'll get this answer. So let's do that. 63.66 divided by 63.66 plus 94.62. So this is a fraction multiplied by 0.286. So I am getting 0.115 microwebers. Okay. So this is the flux in the air gap. So that is what is asked in the question. If I have a circuit like this, what will be the flux in the air gap? And so what I have done is taken the geometry. From the geometry I have created a kind of a magnetic circuit which is having a parallel branch, and then for each branch of that I have calculated the reluctances. From reluctances I have once again neatly drawn the circuit. Total ampere turns is known, total reluctance is calculated, and from that total flux, and from that through current division we can find the flux in the air gap, which is 0.115 microwebers. So this is the final answer from the problem. Hope you have learned something from this problem, and we'll see more.